Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to 88.3 FM WXOU, your home for Oakland Grizzlies sports. We are coming to you live from the O Arena here in beautiful Auburn Hills, Michigan at Oakland University for a college women's D1 basketball matchup between the Oakland Golden Grizzlies and the Cleveland State Vikings. I am Gavin Smolowski here tonight on your play-by-play, and to my left is my color commentator, Harjan Batar. Harj, what can we expect between these two teams tonight?
Well, it's a great environment. It's a Thursday night, women's basketball going up against Cleveland State. Let's talk about Cleveland State for a second. With Oakland's win over Green Bay, Cleveland State has usurped the Phoenix as the #1 team in the Horizon League. They have been in an absolute tear. They have won their last 6 games, and they still haven't lost in the month of January. Oakland proved to be a giant killer on Saturday with the way they shot against Green Bay, ending a 10-game win streak and dethroning the kings of the Horizon League. Can they do it again on Thursday night? They've got a lot of people, Cleveland State does, that can shoot the ball from basically anywhere. And they're missing the reigning Horizon League Player of the Year, Destiny Leo, and they've still been able to be competitive and successful in the Horizon League. Meanwhile, Oakland has been very up and down. The last 8 games, my apologies, they've been 4-4. Each one back and forth between a win and a loss. So can they find that consistency that they need in order to increase their ranking in the Horizon League, get on a streak, get going, get your offense set, and make some magic?
Yes, Oakland, as you said, they're 8-9 right now overall. A weaker 4-5 in the conference, which is good for 7th. So, as you said, they're a streaky team that kind of jumps on. I guess streaky wouldn't be a great word to describe it, but they're a back and forth team, and they're struggling to find their footing at the moment. And
yes,
if they're going to want to increase their spot in the Horizon League, they're going to have to win. They're going to have to win some games in a row. And this would be a fantastic start, knocking off a Cleveland State team like this. As you said, phenomenal team, 17-3 overall. That's 8-1 in conference, first in the Horizon League now. And as you said, Destiny Leo, she was a 21-point-per-game scorer before she went down. And the fact that this team has still been able to stay up ahead in front of their opponents is phenomenal. I mean, they have shooters from all over the floor. Michaela Purdue, 15 points per game. Colby Maples, 17 points per game. So Oakland, who, as we've seen a lot with the Grizzlies, they like to try to be a defensive team, and they're going to have to slow those two down tonight.
And they do have an all-freshman player from last year, Jordana Reisma, who has been kind of the third wheel for Purdue and Maple. So if they can continue to conceal and control the number of possessions that Purdue, Maples, and Reisma has, it's going to be a tough task. Controlling 3 people is tough. Oakland might have a chance to win this game, but they're going to have to rely on their shooters. Brooke Quarles-Daniels had an absolutely phenomenal game, set her career high in points against Green Bay. We're going to need a similar performance out of her tonight. Kennedy Montu has come off the bench. If you're Oakland, you need to continue to rely on your bench players and continue to rotate your squad and make sure that you're evening out the minutes and you're making sure that Oakland can field a pretty deep team against what is one of the best teams in the Horizon League. And can Markiah McCormick get going? They lost Keani Westbrook, one of their big men. So it's going to be very imperative for them to continue getting the ball into Alexis Johnson and Miriam Abizam, and for them to play physical in the paint and get those tough layups.
Yes, that was how they came back in several games that we've seen this year. They like to go low to start out early, but one thing they have relied on is that three-point shooting. As you said, you have McCormick and you have Van Schaik, 2 of the sharpshooters of this team. And when those 2 are shooting well, this Grizzlies team wins games. So they're going to have to pick it up if they're going to want to jump in front of this team tonight. As for your starting lineup for the Oakland Golden Grizzlies, we're going to see McCormick, Brooke Quarles-Daniels, Alexis Johnson, Linda Van Schaik, and at the center, Miriam Abizam. Typical starting 5 that we see here with the Grizzlies. Mix of sharpshooting and the size. We've seen Abizam a few games ago. She played very well against Milwaukee despite the loss. She was a huge impact in that game. I believe she had 10 offensive boards, which is a phenomenal amount. She's going to be an important piece in this game.
And one thing that Oakland has been really good at doing is playing physical. You would think that a team that is kind of lower in the Horizon League standings doesn't typically play as physical, but the problem has been they've been playing a little bit too physical and getting into foul trouble. So if they can find that happy medium between playing physical and avoiding foul trouble, it'll bode well for the Grizzlies tonight.
And here is tip-off. Live from the arena, and the ball goes into the hands of the Grizzlies. And that'll be a quick backcourt violation. Just a bit of a miscommunication off the tip there.
Can't let these turnovers pile up because all good teams in the Horizon League will take advantage of that.
Maples has the ball up top, picked up by Quarles Daniels. High screen is set. Remaining with the ball, Maples drives, puts it up. That shot rolls around and just outside. Quarles Daniels will grab the rebound and bring it back, running the offense for the Grizzlies. She's picked up at the three-point line over to McCormick. McCormick slices off top over to Van Schaik, open in the corner. Cuts. Back out to Daniels. Oakland moving the ball wide. Brooke Quarles Daniels with the ball again. Down low to Ibizum. Back to the basket. Handoff. That shot's up, and that shot's just off target for the Grizzlies. Rebounded by the Vikings.
Smart shot selection, poor execution there for Brooke Quarles Daniels.
Ball goes down low, and it's an easy layup there by Riesma. Tacks on the first 2 points of the game here.
You can't get bullied in the paint because that happens.
Brooke Quarles Daniels picked up by Purdue. She swings it over to Alexis Johnson. Wide all over to McCormick. Sees Van Schaik on the wing. Down low to the block. Alexis Johnson, spin around jump shot. That one rattles off, but it's rebounded by Ibizum. Thrown up. She remains with it again, and she goes up and one basket down low.
Great job by Ibizum to continue playing that physicality and taking advantage of Cleveland State's defenders for the N1.
Yeah, we mentioned, again, Ibizum with the offensive rebounds these past few games. She tacks on 2 right there and 2 on the scoreboard.
It wasn't a huge part of her game early on, but if it can continue to be a part of her game going forward down the stretch in the Horizon League, I think Oakland's got a winning formula in the paint.
Ibizum with 2 free throws coming up. Score is 2-2 with 8:48 left in quarter number 1. Sorry, 1 free throw as she converts the N1 and puts the Oakland up by 1. Ball checked in high, pressed right off the bat by the Grizzlies. Swung over again. Riesma with the ball. Thrown in the corner, almost off target. Purdue with the ball up top, picked up by Brooke. Swings it over in the corner. Maples. Maples with the 3, sends it. That one's off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Brooke Quarles Daniels.
Great job by Alexis Johnson to close out there.
Brooke in transition over to McCormick. McCormick just above the key, looking for something. Finds Alexis Johnson on the wing. Far swing to an open Van Schaik. Pump fake. She drives. Hands it off, but it's over to Ibizum, and it's foul.
It seemed like they had a good thing going with that motion offense and getting Van Schaik a good look from the outside, but I don't think that Miriam Ibizum knew that Van Schaik was going to pass it into her.
Yes, Fort Davis checks in the game for Cleveland State. Ball taken out underneath the basket. Over in the corner to Van Schaik. Open, elects not to take the shot. Drives with her shoulder, spin move, lays it up, and it rolls in for 2.
Good move there, getting that separation that she needed to get the basket in the paint.
Press instantly broken by Guerrero. Hands it off over to Purdue. Shot up, just off target, and it's rebounded by the Grizzlies. Brooke Quarles Daniels reels in another rebound.
Rare miss there by Michaela Purdue.
Brooke with the ball, swings it open. Alexis Johnson down low to Ibizum to the block. McCormick in the corner. She's picked up high by Maples. Again to Van Schaik. And Van Schaik walks on that one. Turnover possession to the Vikings. Ball will be taken out by the Vikings. Purdue.
Again, another good possession that was ruined by a turnover there.
Maples hands it off to Guerrero. Back down low to Villalobos. Swing again over to Purdue. Back to Maples. Picked up by McCormick high at the Grizzly logo. Screen on the way from Fort Davis. And the double team. Ball's deflected in the air, and it's picked off by Brooke Quarles Daniels in transition. She's got the 2-on-1. Puts it up, and it's on target for 2.
Let's go back to that press that Oakland was running. Maples didn't know what to do. Brooke Quarles Daniels jumped in and got the easy layup.
Transition layup makes the score 7-2 with 6:53 left in quarter number 1. Ball up top. Maples with it. Swings it. Purdue down low to Villalobos. She's picked up by Alexis Johnson and an arm bar. Sorry. There'll be a foul there on Alexis Johnson. A bit of an arm bar. Possession will be out of bounds underneath the basket for the Vikings.
I didn't see any contact there.
Questionable call, possibly. Coach is not too happy with it.
Yeah.
Alexis Johnson a little confused with it, but
We're not the refs.
call stays as stand, unfortunately. It'll be Guerrero taking it out for the Vikings underneath the basket. Looks for something, sends it in. Finds another Viking, and it's deflected out of bounds off the hands of Ibizam as she reads that pass.
Yeah, but good way to disrupt what Cleveland State was running there because they were able to manipulate Oakland to play a little bit higher and get some open shots in the paint.
Ball looking for something, and it's sent into the backcourt. Maples, and it rolls off the foot of Brooke Quarles-Daniels.
You can kind of see what Oakland's starting to do now. They're just disrupting Cleveland State's offense. I think that's what they're trying to settle into doing a little bit more.
Maples back over to Guerrero. Swings it over to Purdue. Purdue drives, shoulder down, spin move, and it's rejected by Ibizam.
Great job by Ibizam to knock that into the outer space.
Ibizam a little shaken on that play. I can actually see her contact coming out of her eye. I've been there. Just an unfortunate situation. Who's going to take the quick substitution coming in the game will be Cam Grant. Yes, that is, in fact, a contact in her hand. Anyone who's ever played sports with contacts, I'm sure, Arj, you may have at some point. It happens, and it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
She will head to the locker room to re-put that in. Checking in the game will be Cam Grant for the Grizzlies. Ball goes in. Maples swings it down low to Birch. Birch puts her shoulder down, and the shot clock violation gives the ball to the Grizzlies.
Good job by Oakland to take away any chances that Cleveland State had to put that into the net.
Quarles-Daniel, point guard number 1 for these Grizzlies as she's picked up by Purdue. Looks for the swing, down low, and that ball is picked off by the Vikings. 3-on-1 fast break. Taking it to the rim, and that's going to be an offensive foul called on the Vikings.
Yeah,
Oakland basketball.
Lowered her shoulder there.
See that one coming from Conway? Looked like a running back. Trying to go through the line
trying
there.
to truck Brooke Quarles-Daniels there. That's not going to work.
She gets her feet set and draws the offensive foul. That's going to be 3 fouls placed on Cleveland State with 6 to go in quarter number 1. McCormick with it at the elbow. Purdue with the pickup. Quarles-Daniels swings it down low to Johnson. Back out to McCormick, who finds the open 3. That one's up, and it's just off target. Rebounded by Villalobos. In transition again, Cleveland State looking for something. Maples drives, throws it up, and it's off the front of the rim.
This has been a great matchup for Oakland, getting Brooke Quarles-Daniels on Kobe Maples. She hasn't been able to do anything in the paint.
Brooke Quarles-Daniels will draw the foul as she goes to the rim. 2 free throws coming up for the Grizzlies. Quick move there, got her a little bit of a shimmy there, got her open for the layup, but she gets hammered on the way down.
Yeah. You're starting to see the IQ that Brooke Quarles-Daniels possesses that has made her such a dangerous player in the Horizon League.
Yeah, second-year player for this Oakland team,
my
and
gosh.
she's one of the leaders of this team already. Daniels at the line for 2. Score 7-2 Oakland lead with 5:39 to go. First free throw is good. That'll be 3 points on the night.
I like what Oakland is doing in their defensive sets. Just, I think they've been able to kind of settle into their defense a little bit, and that's completely throwing Cleveland State off.
Second free throw is up, and it's just off target. Rebounded by Cleveland State as it goes off the fingertips of Van Schaik. So Cleveland will retain possession. Oakland immediately setting into this high press here on defense. That's something that we haven't seen as much recently, but they have been using it, and it has been very productive in this game.
One thing I'm also taking note of is Cleveland State has 4 fouls already in this quarter, and we're not even halfway through.
Quick foul on the inbound there, so the ball will remain with the Vikings. Ball checked in, Purdue with it. Back over to Villalobos. She will drive through, looks for something. Finds Birch in the backcourt. Back over to Purdue. Full swing down low at the free throw line. And that's going to be another foul called on the Grizzlies. Down low off ball.
Bad foul by Cam Grant.
Unnecessary off ball foul is going to make 3 now in the first period for the Grizzlies.
Not exactly what you wanted there.
The Vikings will take it out underneath the basket. Number 12, Guerrero. She takes it. Picked up by Van Schaik on the inbound. Tosses it into Villalobos. Back over to Purdue. Purdue tries to stutter step, but a travel called. Good call by the referee there.
Purdue's pretty agitated with that. I would be too.
As we've seen a few already, travels and a couple double dribbles too to start this game. Just simple turnovers that don't need to happen. Brooke with the ball up top. Quarles Daniels picked up by Purdue again. She's been the primary defender here on the ball handlers for the Grizzlies. McCormick, eye screen from Baxter. Takes it. Swings it to Alexis Johnson. Finds Brooke Quarles Daniels. Daniels over to Van Schaik. Pump fake. Gets two defenders jumping. Still covered by Purdue. Looking for something. She draws the double team. The shot clock winding down as Purdue attempts to rip the ball away in the corner. And they're going to call an offensive foul on Van Schaik. Not sure what the play was. I did a little bit of an obstructed view from here, but
That I just induced the commentator's curse because that brings Oakland's foul total to 4 now.
it looks like a little bit of discussion as the Vikings coaching staff is not happy with that.
Chris Kielsmeyer is not happy with that.
And it looks like we are going to go to the monitor and where they will discuss and figure out what the possible call could have been. We're going to take a quick break here from WXOU, and we will be back with you shortly. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to 88.3 FM at WXOU, your home for Oakland Grizzlies sports. We are back here live from the arena where we are stuck at an 8-2 ball game. 6-point lead for the Oakland Grizzlies with 4:54 left to go in period number 1. The monitor situation is still being checked out, but it'll be resumed shortly. So a fantastic game for Oakland. Good start. The defensive press has been very present. They've been using that a lot, and their shooting has been fantastic. They're currently shooting 50% from the field.
One thing that I think is super important is they've been preventing Cleveland State from breaking that press and splitting, and I think that would go a long way to say that Oakland has been able to control the way that they've been able to play their press, and on top of that, I know I keep going further, but they've been able to produce the offense to back up their defense too, which has been a major problem that has plagued them throughout this season.
Brooke will take the ball up top as the ball ends up back in the hands of the Grizzlies after the confirmation of the foul call. McCormick drives, puts it up, but it's deflected on the way up by Birch. The Vikings take control in transition. Cleveland State moving to the court. Left-handed layup up and good. Guerrero knocks down her first points of the night. Brooke Quarles Daniels with the ball up top. Point guard. Swings it in the corner. Van Schaik looks for it. Turns it away. Back to McCormick. McCormick at the corner. Down low to the block. Cam Grant with her back to the basket. Right-handed hook is off target. But it's rebounded by the Grizzlies, and there will be an offensive foul called on Cam Grant.
A lot of offensive fouls this game for Oakland. I think they got to potentially ease up on the physicality because the refs are calling it pretty tight tonight.
Yes, that's Grant's second early foul despite just barely being in the game for only 2 minutes as Miriam Abizam does return for the Grizzlies.
When you don't play an extended period of time, it does take a while to get settled into the flow of the game and getting back into how you used to play the game.
Down low, Villalabo puts that one up, and it's off target, rebounded by Johnson. In transition, Daniels finds Van Schaik in the corner. Down low to Abizam on the block. She's got her back to the basket. Right-handed hook, and it's blocked again by Birch. Birch gets her second block of the night here in the first quarter. Ball will be returning to the Grizzlies under the basket.
Seems like Coach Kielsmeyer has found a pretty decent defensive stud for his Viking squad.
Van Schaik sends that three, and down it goes. Score 11-4, Oakland lead.
That's going to happen when you leave arguably Oakland's best three-point shooter wide open like that.
Thomas picked up by McCormick at the logo. Looks for something. Down to Guerrero. Inside to Villalobos. She has it. Drives left-handed out to Purdue. Purdue on the corner of the key. Tries to go low. Villalobos open. Doesn't take the shot. She's picked up by Johnson. Back up. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Thomas is going to have to get this up for Cleveland State. She goes low. Abizam tracks her, but the ball rolls in for 2. Daniels with the ball up top. The Grizzlies retreat back into their offense. swung over to McCormick. Purdue, the primary defender again. Once again, swung back in the corner to Daniels. She gets the ball back. Down low, Ibizam on the block. Full court pass over to an open three. Knockdown. Van Schaik's got another one.
You know what, Gavin? I think they're going to continue to feed Linda Van Schaik.
Cleveland State leaving her open 2 straight possessions, and those are 2 easy threes for Linda Van Schaik.
That's got to change if you're the Vikings.
Thomas swings it down to Villalobos. Back over in the corner. Guerrero back to Villalobos with the ball. Picked up by Van Schaik, and she almost strips it. It's knocked away. Shot clock winding down. 5 to go. Thomas with the ball again up top. She was in this position last time. Attacks again. Throws it up, and it's way off target. And that'll be a shot clock violation. Another forced turnover on defense by the Grizzlies.
And what Oakland's been able to do to control Cleveland State's offense that has been so potent and so productive this season is incredible thus far. That has no impact on the future.
Checking in for the game for the Grizzlies will be Kennedy Montu and Maddie Skorupski. Daniels up top, picked up by Purdue, per usual. Over in the corner, Skorupski throws it off the foot of Purdue. Oakland will retain possession.
And Giovanni Mosheri's heckling has started, ladies and gentlemen.
He's one of the, you could even attribute him to almost being as impactful as some of these players as he comes to these games.
Oh,
and
100%.
He lets his voice be heard.
Absolutely.
Kennedy Montu, down low to Skorupski. Back to Daniels. Daniels, cut, finds an open shot at the free throw line, and it's off target, rebounded by Birch. Thomas crosses the half-court line, looks for something. Ball still in the hands of Thomas. Johnson, the defender. Looks to swing, down low to Birch. Birch pops that shot, off target, rebounded by the Grizzlies.
Oh, it looks like Skorupski got poked in the eye there.
Daniels in transition. Back to Alexis Johnson. Down low to Ibizam on the block. That's where she tends to work. Goes up with the left hand and knocks down an easy layup.
Got a tremendous amount of space there and was able to do whatever she wanted with that.
Looked like an old school Shaquille O'Neal move, you know. Bump the defender off with the strength and a wide open layup at the rim.
Exactly.
Guerrero over to Thomas. Thomas is double teamed. They find the open player in the middle. That's up, and it's off target, but there's a foul on the way.
Skorupski's still struggling with that poke in the eye.
Howard just checking into the game, and she will get her first 2 free throws of the night. For the Vikings, Birch comes out of the game. She has been very impactful tonight. 2 blocks already. And unfortunately, no points to go with it, but she's got her blocks on the night in 9 minutes. First free throw is up, and it is good. Reisma comes in the game for the Vikings. Second free throw on the way. Howard. And she knocks that one down as well. 2 for 2 from the line. Score 16-8 with 1 minute to go in the first period. Daniels over to Alexis Johnson. Full swing to Skorupski. Back to Van Schaik. Van Schaik looking for that 3-point shot. She's been very consistent tonight. Open again. Van Schaik from 3. That's her spot. Just off target, but it's rebounded by Ibizam. She keeps the play alive. But that's intercepted by Howard.
Great job by Howard to jump in, force Ibizam to make a bad pass.
Vikings in transition. The ball ends up in the hands of Purdue, and she just runs through Maddie Skorupski for 2.
Tough layup there.
Daniels brings it up the court. 30 seconds to go. 16-10 the score. Daniels, high screen from Ibizam. Crossover. In the corner, Skorupski open. That one's up, and that one's good. Another 3 for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, there's a reason that Maddie Skorupski was recruited by Michigan State, and it was just that, her ability to create shots.
Shot clock coming down, game clock coming down. We have 5 seconds left in the first period. Thomas attacks the rim, puts it up, and it's good for 2.
At the buzzer.
Fantastic shot to end the half. Van Schaik thought she was able to draw the offensive foul, but it's going to drop for the Grizzlies, or for Cleveland State, and it'll put the score at 19-12. 7-point lead for the Grizzlies on this number 1 Cleveland State team. We will take a quick break, and we will be back with you shortly here on WXOU. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to WXOU, your home for Oakland Grizzlies sports. The score is currently 19-12 between our Oakland women's college basketball team and the Cleveland State Vikings. Cleveland State, the top team here in women's basketball in the Horizon League, currently at 17-3 record, and Oakland has played a pretty good defensive first quarter, Harj.
100%. They're holding Kobe Maples, who is Cleveland State's #1 scorer, to 0 for 3 from the field. And Michaela Purdue, her only bucket was that tough layup in the paint with that right-hand hook. For Oakland, they just got to get their shooters minutes, and they just got to get their shooters opportunities. And you want your offense to have a lot of contributors from everywhere.
Ball down low to begin. Villalobos puts it up for Cleveland State, and down it goes. Quick points here to start the beginning of the second period. Daniels with the ball up top for the Grizzlies, picked up by Purdue. Over to Kennedy Montu. Back to Daniels. High screen from Van Schaik. A screen as well from Ibizam. Back to Daniels. She looks for an opening on the baseline. Shot clock winding down, 12 to go. Over to Ibizam. Down low to Madison Royal Davis, who just checks in, and that one's off the hands. It's going to be Cleveland State basketball.
Seems like Oakland is trying to force these passing lanes open, but Cleveland State's not having any of it right now.
Cleveland State up to 14 points now. The lead only sits at 5 for the Oakland Grizzlies. Thomas will take it up top for the Vikings. Over to Guerrero. Back to Thomas. She has the opening. Doesn't take it. Picked up by Daniels. Back to Purdue. She's open from the corner. That one's up, and it's off target. Rebounded by Royal Davis. In transition for the Grizzlies. Daniels over to Van Schaik. She's double-teamed in the corner. Over to Kennedy Montu. Almost travels there. Keeps the ball in her hands. Back. This one swung low down to Royal Davis. And that's going to be an offensive foul called on Ibizam.
Seems like Villalobos drew that and sold that pretty well. Ooh, no, she might be hurt.
She was hit hard there on the play by Ibizam. It looked like an unintentional elbow.
But Ibizam has become extremely physical over the last couple of games. It's not something that you can see on film from the games against Michigan or Michigan State or even the games against Clear and Madonna, but she's turned up the heat in the paint on offense.
Yes, her strength has primarily been her best offensive and defensive threat lately. Cleveland State back out wide. Villalobos over to Guerrero. Back to Villalobos. Back up top to Thomas. Thomas. Purdue with it at the top of the key. Back to Thomas. Cleveland State moving all along. And there's the opening. That three's up, and it's just off target. Rebounded by the Grizzlies.
Good job to track that down and get the defensive rebound because Vikings were closing in quickly.
Montu over in the corner. Another fake shot there by Van Schaik. Kennedy Montu back to Van Schaik. She goes baseline, cuts. Up underneath, scoops it, but it's off target, and it's rebounded by the Vikings in transition.
Yeah, bad angle, a little bit too shallow there.
Purdue goes up, swings it down low, and it's a wide open layup for Guerrero.
That's a great pass there by Michaela Purdue.
Purdue, primarily, scorer of this team, but so far she's been proving her worth in more of a passing game.
Now, no way that she's going to not contribute in this game.
Royal Davis up top. Purdue attacks her there on defense. Over to Daniels. Picked up by Thomas at the three-point line. Good cut there. Wide open mid-range jump shot is up and good from Brooke Quarles-Daniels.
When Brooke Quarles-Daniels gets open, it's pretty much automatic.
She's got 5 points now in the night. Scored 21-16. Oakland lead with 7:17 to go. Wide open Thomas. She doesn't take it. Back down low. Riesma goes up, and that one's off target, but she's fouled on the way up.
Really late foul there.
It looked like Oakland had grabbed the rebound and were looking to move in transition, but the foul is called. 2 free throws on the way for Riesma.
If you're Oakland, you can't afford to have your defense crumble like this because when Cleveland State's offense gets hot, it takes a lot for a defense to cool them down.
It's going to be the foul there is going to be called on, looks to be Ibizam. She's going to have her second of the game after that offensive foul a couple of possessions ago. Riesma, her first attempts at the line. She's got 2 points on the night along with a rebound. First free throw is up, and it is off target. The Oakland student section, led by our fellow broadcaster, Giovanni Mosheri, causes a miss there on Cleveland State's end. Second free throw on the way from Riesma. That one's up, and that one's also off target, but it's rebounded by Cleveland State. Offensive board to Villalobos. Ball swung. Purdue barely keeps that one inbounds. In the corner. Guerrero down low again. Attacks the rim. That one's off target. Villalobos goes up, but she's fouled. 2 on the way.
Grizzlies are lucky to avoid the and one there because that was a pretty good shot from Villalobos.
We saw, to begin this game, a lot of fouls the way of the Vikings, but it seems to have turned on Oakland's head here to begin the second period. Cleveland State just attacking down low, drawing fouls.
You think maybe Coach Kielsmeyer said something to the refs before the start of the second quarter? Like, yeah, Oakland's going to start to play physical. I would watch out for them.
Villalobos, she's got 2 points on the night, and it's her first attempts at the line. First shot. Student section gets loud. Is up, and it is off target again. A third straight missed free throw for the Vikings.
They're giving Oakland a gift now with all these missed free throws. You would just hope that the Grizzlies are able to capitalize on this.
Second free throw's up, and that one's also off target, and it's rebounded by Johnson. Daniels in transition for the Grizzlies. She slows it down. Looks for the opening. Keeps the ball in her hands. Swing to an open McCormick. Back to Johnson. Johnson almost loses the ball, bounces around. Thomas and Purdue attacking it, but she keeps it. Shot is up, and it is off target, but it is a travel called on Alexis Johnson. Could attribute that to the smothering defense there from Cleveland State. As soon as that ball slipped out of the grip of Alexis Johnson, she was absolutely hounded immediately by 2 Cleveland State defenders.
And again, if Oakland lives on defense, they're never going to be able to get out of this hole that they're in.
Thomas, she's trapped up top. Good layoff there, though. Guerrero goes up. That one's up, and it rolls around the rim, but it's off target again, and another foul called on the Grizzlies. That's going to be the third of the period with 6:29 to go.
They're doing really good to draw the paint fouls and go to the line.
Cleveland State just not finishing these free throw attempts, though. 2 for 6 on the day, 4 straight missed free throws. That one's up, and it's finally good. Cleveland State, 21-17. They are down by 4. Second free throw on the way. Guerrero, she puts that one up. And that one's also on target. We have a quick substitution as Purdue is going to come out of the game for the first time tonight. She has been an absolute monster on the defensive end. Checking in will be Gula.
Like I said, there's no way that Michaela Purdue would not contribute to this game one way or another. It's not coming from her shooting, but it is coming from her assists and her defense.
McCormick swings it to Johnson all the way in the corner to Daniels. Looking for something. Van Schaik finds her. Van Schaik calls for the cut. No backdoor cut there. Hands it off to Skrupski. Back to Daniels up top. Daniels at the free throw line. Drives. Shoots from the block. That one's up, and she knocks that one down. What a jump shot from Brooke Rawls-Daniels. In transition now, Cleveland State. They look to push early, but Oakland slows them down. In the corner, Gula. Down low to Riesma. Riesma goes up with the left hand and knocks it down.
Yeah, it looks like Van Schaik wanted to draw the O foul there, and refs weren't having it.
Daniels up top. Picked up by Gula. Ball almost deflected out of her hands. She swings it to Alexis Johnson. Thomas, the defender. High pass, retrieved by Daniels. Down low, Skrupski looks for the backdoor cut, and there's just no one there. Turnover on the Grizzlies. That looked like a misread design play there. Skrupski kind of throws it behind her back where there was a cutter should have been, and there wasn't.
And Oakland amassing these turnovers is going to be what eventually gets them to fall in this game.
Thomas in the corner. Down low again, but it's deflected by Skrupski and taken away. Maddie Skrupski in transition, throws it up, and it's off target again. That's going to be another missed pass by Skrupski, and it's going to be another turnover on the Grizzlies. Ball back in the hands of the Vikings. Inbounded Thomas running the point. Maples has not been in since the beginning of the first quarter in this game. Villalobos goes low, just throws it up, tries to draw the foul, but there's nothing there, and it's going to belong to the Grizzlies. and they're going to call the media timeout. Score currently 23-20. Oakland with the 3-point lead with 5 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll be back with you shortly as we take a quick break for this media timeout. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning back into 88.3 FM WXOU, your home for Oakland Grizzlies sports. We have a close women's college basketball matchup in front of us now. Here at Oakland University, the score, Grizzlies 23 and Cleveland State Vikings 20. Oakland, currently sitting as the 7th seed in the Horizon League, are looking to try to climb their way back up the ladder and get back into these Horizon League standings. And Cleveland State, currently number 1 in the Horizon League, and they're looking to defend their title.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're number 1 for a reason, because even when they're facing adversity, the way they have in this first half, they've been able to rebound quite a bit, and they've been able to play effectively and generate their own momentum as opposed to relying on Oakland to, kind of force it. If you're Oakland, you got to start to take some samples from what you did on Saturday against Green Bay, getting the ball into Linda Van Schaik's hands, making sure that Brooke Quarles-Daniels has some good driving lanes, and eventually just continue to shut down on defense.
Yes, defense is, if you've been listening, you understand, defense has been the name of the game so far.
Absolutely.
I mean, a lower score of 23-20, and it's been a pounding defense from both Cleveland State and Oakland. And I do think that's a fantastic way they're going to have to open up this game. They're going to have to start hitting some threes. They're going to have to get Brooke Daniels open.
100%.
Oakland will get the basketball out of this media timeout. Ball checked in. Daniels running the point.
I think it's really important that Oakland gets a bucket in this possession right now and make it a 2-score game.
Daniels has not sat out yet in this half. She's been running the offense consistently for the Grizzlies. Johnson has the ball at the free throw line. Looking for something. In the spin cycle, right-handed hook is off target. Rebounded by Cleveland State. And there's going to be a foul called on Alexis Johnson on the reach attempt.
When you continue to play physical like that, full court press, eventually Cleveland State's going to get smart the way they have. They haven't had a foul in this quarter, and it's looking like it's going to stay that way.
They're going into the bonus. They're going to have a free throw attempt here on the way as Oakland has reached into that 5-foul pool. So 2 free throws coming for Riesma. On the way. Sorry, this is Villalobos will be taking these free throws. My apologies. The first one is off target. Second free throw on the way. Villalobos is 0 for 3 on the night. Make that 0 for 4 as that one rattles out. Daniels immediately attacking in transition for the Grizzlies. Van Schaik open. Pump fake. She gets the defender flying. Goes up with the right hand, and it rolls off the rim just inside the basket. 2 points for the Grizzlies.
They got it a possession late.
Thomas over to Guerrero. Thomas again. Back. Full court swing open to Purdue, who knocks down the 3. That one rattles home.
Ooh, Purdue's starting to feel it now.
Purdue we haven't seen a lot offensively from her in this game, but she seems to be heating up.
And if she gets shots up, that's a dangerous precedent for Oakland.
Ball over to Kennedy Montu. Back to Van Schaik on top of the 3-point line. Skorupski picks it up. High screen for Van Schaik. Skorupski uses it over to McCormick. Passes up the 3, takes the mid free throw line jump shot. It's off target, but gets her own board and keeps the possession alive. Van Schaik open from 3. She sends one. That one's on target. Another 3 from Van Schaik.
Again, Cleveland State's having trouble controlling Linda Van Schaik and her phenomenal 3-point looks.
Van Schaik currently 3 for 4 on the night. That layup inside for Riesma as she tacks on 2 more for Cleveland.
Again, Oakland's size is proving to be a mismatch against a lot of these paint players for Cleveland State because they're just bullying with their bodies right now.
Score 28-25 with 3 minutes to go in the first half. McCormick open, doesn't take it, over to Skorupski. She sends one. That one's off target, and it's almost rebounded by Daniels. And it's going to be off the hands of Riesma. It's going to be Purdue or Oakland basketball under the basket.
High motor by Brooke Quarles-Daniels to go up for that rebound to contest it and eventually get it back for Oakland.
And checking back into this game for the first time since the first quarter is Maples. She's one of the high scorers on this Vikings team, so they're going to have to shut her down early. Ball down low to Daniels. Finds McCormick in the corner, but it's blocked. Good defense there by Villalobos. In transition, Guerrero finds Maples. Over to Purdue. Picked up by Montu. Down low. Riesma goes up with it, and she's fouled on the way up.
Ooh, that didn't seem like contact there.
Looked like a clean strip, and I think everyone here thought the same thing, except for, maybe the Cleveland State staff. But it'll be 2 free throws on the way for Riesma. Riesma, she's got 6 points on the night with 2 rebounds. Checking in the game for Van Schaik will be Madison Royal Davis. 2:45 to go in the first half. And stay tuned at halftime for an interview between our very own Harjan Batar and assistant coach Davis. First free throw is off target by Riesma. She remains scoreless from the line tonight. Second one up. And it is again off target, but it's rebounded by the Grizzlies. Kennedy Montu brings it in. Montu pushing the offense for the Grizzlies. Finds Daniels. Over to Montu. Down low. Skorupski with it at the free throw line. Looking for her shot. Back to Montu. McCormick, full swing. Good defense here by Cleveland State to keep him low. Baseline jump shot for Daniels. That one's on target. She knocks it down. She's got 9 on the night for the Grizzlies.
When she starts to feel it, it's going to be dangerous for Cleveland State.
Guerrero with the ball. Back to Villalobos. Purdue open. Picked up by Kennedy Montu. Guerrero again. She swings it through. Attacks McCormick. Well defended, but puts the shot up, and it's on target. Fadeaway jump shot there from the block.
Yeah, great fadeaway there by Guerrero.
Score 30-27. Oakland still up by 3 with 2 minutes to go. Ball in the hands of Daniels. Montu. Kennedy Montu. Back over to Daniels in the corner. She finds that baseline. It slips out of her hands, but it's off the hands of Riesma. It'll be Oakland basketball underneath.
Yeah, Quarles Daniels got lucky there that Riesma was in the way of that errant pass.
Thomas checks back in the game for Maples. Maples going to sit on the bench again. She has not gotten a lot of playing time in this game.
Yeah, she's just not as productive as you would hope Chris Kielsmeyer wants to see from her.
Inbound pass back to Kennedy Montu. Montu attacks with the right hand, puts it up, and rolls it in off the glass. Beautiful layup for Kennedy Montu.
That seemed really low off the glass.
I'll be honest, Sarge, I was surprised that went in. I thought it was not even going to hit the rim, but it rolls in for 2.
I as well.
And good defense there by the Grizzlies on the other end to deflect the entry pass down low to Riesma. Madison Royal Davis reads that feed.
Oakland's starting to get back into the defense that they were playing in the first quarter, where they were disrupting a lot of Cleveland State's offensive tactics, and it's obviously working right now.
Guerrero tosses it into Purdue. She's got it. Back over to Villalobos. Back to Purdue, but it's stolen by Skorupski, and they're going to call the foul on Purdue.
Well, no wonder Skorupski didn't make a play on the ball earlier.
Skorupski. Purdue a little surprised there on the defensive foul call to begin the transition.
These refs are calling a lot of fouls right now.
5 in this quarter for Oakland, 1 for Cleveland State. Ball swung to Montu. Over again to McCormick. McCormick looks for something. Back to Daniels. Finds Royal Davis in the corner. She's picked up by Villalobos. A full swing again to McCormick. Daniels open on the block. She takes that one and she knocks it down. Beautiful jump shot.
It was actually great facilitation by Royal Davis because Purdue forced her to go high, and she was able to get out of that and get the ball into Brooke Quarles-Daniels.
And on the other end, Riesma throws one, tosses up another layup, and it's going to be an and one. She's going to the line. We've seen a lot of these momentum opportunities for Oakland where they seem like they kind of got stuff going. But then here, with 40 seconds left in the first half, Cleveland State comes back with another attack.
But you can imagine that Oakland's turnover problem that they had early in the first quarter is not as prevalent as it is now, or what is less prevalent right now. Is less prevalent right now, and so I think that's giving Oakland a lot more confidence on offense, and you're seeing the production go up.
First free throw, on the way, or the and one attempt hear from Riesma, and she finally knocks one down her first of the night. She's 1 for 5. Yes, and I think you're seeing the foul calling a little bit less recently.
Yeah.
And some of these players, both teams, are going at it on offense and defense. Daniels will take it up for the Grizzlies. She's picked up by Gula, who returns. Montu over to McCormick. Attacking. Open with the crossover. Finds Skrupski again. And Montu's open from deep. Puts that one up. It's off target. Rebounded by Birch. But it's picked off and taken away by Skrupski. 24 to go. 34-30 lead here in the first half. Daniels looks to attack. Picked up by Gula up top. 17 to go. Shot clock is off, so Oakland will take this final shot. Daniels rejects the screen from Royal Davis. Goes low with the left hand. That one's up off target. And it's rebounded by Birch. And they're going to call another foul here on Daniels. I'm going to be honest, Hards. That one didn't really seem necessary.
No, it
6
didn't.
seconds left in the half. They're moving in transition. Most of the time you see them letting that go.
Yeah.
But
I
they're
don't
on
know why
top of
Oakland.
it.
I don't know why Oakland had to play super physical there. A lot of offensive fouls for Oakland. You would think that this is probably going to be one of the adjustments that Coach D is going to have to make in the locker room with her players.
Birch at the free throw line for her first time on the night, and that one rattles in. Score 34-31. Cleveland State down by 3.
Anytime you have a stout defender and a good good free throw shooter, that's a pretty dangerous weapon to have in your arsenal.
Second free throw's up, and it rattles home again. 2-point lead for Oakland, and they're going to get the last shot here with 6 to go. Daniels attacks, tosses it over to Montu. Montu from 3, and that one's off target, and that'll be the end of the first half. Score 34-32. 2-point lead now for the Grizzlies, and we're going to have a quick halftime interview here between Arjun Bhattar and assistant coach Davis.
Thank you so much for joining us, Coach. You guys have had a lot of paint fouls. How are you going to mitigate that going into the second half?
Yeah, we got to adjust. They're calling it tight on us, so we just got to play with our feet instead of our bodies and our hands. So we're going to make that adjustment going into the second half.
You guys have been able to move it up the court pretty efficiently, but turnovers were racking up. What do you attribute that to?
That's what they do. They get out and get aggressive early and high in their zone. You just got to step out and make the easy pass, get the zone to shift, and just move the ball.
Linda Van Schaik has been shooting fairly efficiently tonight. How do you continue to get the ball in her hands?
Just constant movement and taking care of the ball. Don't turn it over. Getting it in her hands.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach, and thank you, Harge, for the halftime interview. We're going to take a quick break here and send it back to the studio, and we will be back with you shortly for half number 2 here on the Blacktop.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to 88.3 FM WXOU. We are joined by the president of the Society of Actuarial Sciences, Isabel Kulesh. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
So tell me a little bit about the society.
So the Society of Actuarial Science is primarily for actuarial science students or people that want to become an actuary for their career. And so an actuary is someone who does a lot of risk management. They use a lot of math, some programming, data analysis, lots of numbers, that sort of thing. And to become certified, you have to pass a series of exams. People usually start with exam P, which is probability, or exam FM, financial mathematics. And so in the winter semester, we focus on helping members pass their exams. We're a preferred club for coaching actuaries, so we get an extra discount for their membership to help people study. And in the fall semester, we focus on connecting members with employers, so to get them internships and jobs.
Oh, wow. So how long has this been kind of going on, to your recollection?
I think 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
Last semester was a little sleepy, but we're getting up and running this semester.
So are there any requirements that your organization has to being a member?
We don't have any requirements, and even if you're not an actuarial science major, you can definitely still join. Geared towards like a lot of finance, maybe math or other business.
Okay.
Is people that might be interested. If you want to become an actuary, you don't have to be an actuarial science major.
Cool. What can interested people do to reach out for more information?
So they can check out either our Grizzorgs and look for one of our contact infos or join there, or follow us on Instagram at OU Actuaries, or we have our first meeting of the semester this upcoming Monday. It's in the OC room 127 at 11:15, and we're going to be going over a lot of information for the semester.
Always great to connect with student organizations here on WXOU. Thank you so much for joining us,
Yeah,
Isabel.
of course. Thank you for having me.
We're going to send it back to the studio. Thank you, Joey.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into 88.3 FM WXOU, your home for Oakland Grizzlies sports. We are returning to you live from the Blacktop for the second half here in our women's college basketball matchup between our Oakland Golden Grizzlies and the Cleveland State Vikings. The score is 34-32 after a nail-biting defensive first half. Coming out of this half, it'll be Oakland Grizzlies basketball. On the floor for the Grizzlies, Daniels, McCormick, Ibizum, Johnson, and Van Schaik.
Considering how good Cleveland State is, Oakland is playing a phenomenal game up to this point. Let's see if they can continue to do that in the second half.
Van Schaik swings it to Daniels. Picked up by Maples, who returns to the floor for Cleveland State. Ball over the corner, but it's stolen by Villalobos. In transition to Maples, and she's open for an easy layup.
Yeah, that's her first points of the night right there.
Maples just not playing a lot in this first half. We're going to see if she might be a little more prevalent in half number 2. Ball in the corner. Back over to McCormick on top of the three-point line. Looks to swing. Picked up by Maples. Over to Daniels. To the free throw line. Alexis Johnson cuts. Looking for some sort of option. And the ball is stolen by Maples. Cleveland State on the run again. Purdue to the rim. And she knocks it down for an easy layup.
Second consecutive bad pass.
And just like that, to begin the first half, the Vikings come out early, taking a 2-point lead.
And Coach D is not happy with their team right now.
Oakland calling a quick timeout to try to slow this early Cleveland State jump down. But right off the bat, one thing we're seeing difference is Maples is now attacking the rim. She got an easy 2 points. She also picked up a steal to begin the half as well.
But it's just been transition right now. So if Oakland can clean up their passing and get those passing lanes open, I think they'll mitigate what just happened to start this second half.
It could be sloppy play, coming out of the locker room. You got the jitters, you're ready to start the second half.
Yeah, but you don't really want to be on the wrong end of that, especially against a team like Cleveland State, the way they've been playing in January. It's not a recipe for success if you continue to play poorly.
Yes, Cleveland State, if you've been following Horizon League women's college basketball, or you've been listening to our broadcast, Cleveland State is the number 1 team in women's Horizon League. They are currently 17-3. Overall, 8-1 in conference, and they're on a 6-game winning streak they're looking to protect tonight here in Auburn Hills. Oakland is knocking off the original or former top team in the Horizon League, Green Bay. So they're coming off 1 win.
And they did it with a lot of good passing. They got a lot of good shooting lanes open, and honestly, they're going to have to continue to resort to that. Want to see more of Markiah McCormick. We haven't seen a lot of her in the last couple of games. She's kind of gone quiet, but if she can make sure that at least as the facilitator, Oakland is generating some offense, I think that would go a long way to get Oakland in this game and potentially get them over this hump that they're in right now.
Yes, they're going to need to expose that high pressure. This Cleveland State team plays with a high pressure zone, and they do shift quite frequently. So a good way you can break a zone like that is moving the ball quickly with passing and getting shooters open, primarily McCormick and Van Schaik. Van Schaik is shooting phenomenally well tonight. She is currently 3 for 4 from three-point tonight. She has 13 points on the night.
But the problem has been the latter part of your statement. Oakland has not been able to get their passing lanes open, and that has really contributed to, I think, their overzealous activity on offense and their inability to generate anything scoring-wise.
Yes, and Cleveland State, especially, I think, 2 of the primary reasons their defense has been so solid. We'll say 3. We'll give Riesma a little bit of credit. Riesma's played very well in the paint, and she's cut down pretty much all paint play from Ibizum tonight. But it's primarily been those 2 guards, Purdue, and then now Maples being in the game, whether it's Maples or it's Varula. Those primary 2 guards have been super high pressing.
I'm looking at your stat sheet right there, Gav, and I see an interesting stat. Cleveland State is 1 for 5 from beyond the arc, and not that they're taking a lot of three-point shots, but if Oakland can continue to control how many shots Cleveland State gets from beyond the arc and get their offense back into a groove, you'll see some consistency and you'll see a little bit of back and forth with these teams.
McCormick will take it now for the Grizzlies. Over to Daniels. Back up top to McCormick. Picked up by Purdue. Swing it back again on top of the three-point line. Daniels finds Van Schaik open in the corner. That one's up, and it just rattles out. And it's stolen off the rebound by McCormick. Daniels attacks the paint. Over to Alexis Johnson in the corner, and she's going to travel on that possession.
It was a good pass by Brooke Quarles-Daniels in the paint to get it out to Alexis Johnson. Alexis Johnson just isn't in her rhythm right now.
Those walks, we saw a few of them in the first half from both teams, but Alexis Johnson, just having a struggling here, especially offensively.
And it puts a lot of pressure on your defense when you're playing from behind because you need to play from behind and you need to start getting those shots up on offense.
That's going to be the 13th turnover of the night, by the way, for the Grizzlies. 3 in just the last minute and a half to begin this second half. Ball, Maple attacks up with that shot, and it rolls out. Rebounded by Cleveland State, and they put it up, and she's fouled on the way up.
And Linda Van Schaik befuddled by that one.
Yeah, Riesma hounds in her 4th rebound of the night as she goes to the line.
Well, Riesma isn't shooting particularly well from the line, and I think Oakland's trying to make sure that they're playing a little more physical on Riesma, given that she hasn't been having a great night.
That one's on target, and I think also the Oakland Grizzlies student section also knows that. So they're going to try to do everything they can to throw her off. The first free throw does go down, and the second one's up. That one's also on target. Checking in the game for the Grizzlies will be Madison Royal Davis, pulling out Linda Van Schaik. Davis has been very important in this offense as well.
She's been a good facilitator.
Yes, and that's primarily not something she always does. She's more of a taller player. She sometimes likes to play low. But tonight, the Grizzlies have pulled her out wide and have used her as more of a facilitator. Ball goes in low to Abizam, and she's met at the peak of her jump with a block, but it's called a foul on Cleveland State. Guerrero will draw that one. 2 free throws on the way for Abizam.
And it's important that she gets these free throws to fall right here.
Yeah, Cleveland State now with a 4-point lead, 38-34. Abizam, first one is up, and it is off target. Clanks off the back iron.
If you at least get this one in, it's a one-possession game. You get a defensive stop, and you can turn right back around. And
that one's on target from Abizam. She knocks it down. Abizam has her 6th point of the night, along with 3 rebounds.
Good high press by Oakland right now.
Attack here from Cleveland State. Purdue's got the ball. High screen from Villalobos. Down low to Riesma. Riesma working, and it's stolen by the Grizzlies. Royal Davis keeps it alive. Back to Daniels in transition. Oakland moving smoothly here. McCormick looks for the shot and doesn't take it. Down low to Abizam, who's open in the post. She puts it up and one basket. And the Grizzlies go into the line for another. Abizam emphatic on that play.
Physicality without drawing the foul. Great job by Miriam Abizam.
We've mentioned this throughout this broadcast. Her strength has been a pivotal role in her play this season, but something we didn't see early, but she's really been using it lately.
It's been her downfall in this game, however, because she continues to get fouls, and the refs are calling it really tight right now.
Second free throw is up. First free throw, and it's off target. Rebounded by the Vikings. Maples in transition for Cleveland State. Maples again. Purdue goes to throw to Purdue, but Purdue's not looking, and it's going to belong to the Grizzlies. Turnover. Yeah, Cleveland State just kind of folding here recently in these past few minutes.
Not in sync there.
Score a 1-point lead now for the Vikings, 38-37 with 7:38 to go in the third period. Daniels with the ball down to Royal Davis. She attacks at the block. Goes to hand it off from McCormick, but they keep it alive. Abizam's got it now. Looking for something. Finds an open Montu. That shot's up, and it's off target. Rebounded by Villalobos. In transition, Guerrero. Back to Villalobos. Maples directing traffic for Cleveland. Villalobos with the ball at the free throw line. Back to Maples. Over to Purdue. Royal Davis on the guard, and that's going to be an defensive foul there, off ball on Abizam.
Abizam's getting tied up right now, and refs aren't really calling it because she got tripped down there in the paint, and refs didn't see it, and then she goes and gets a little bit physical.
It's going to be her third foul on the night. And Oakland's going to respond to that. They're taking out Ibiza and bringing in Cam Grant. Grant came in earlier at the beginning of the first quarter and picked up 2 quick fouls as she was taken out quickly for Ibiza. Ball into Riesma. Riesma with the height advantage here down low. Back to Maples. Picked up by Daniels at the three-point line. And it's kick ball violation on Daniels. 20 seconds set to the shot clock. 7 minutes to go in period number 3.
Cleveland State's just been locking up this offensive possession right now.
Maples, this is the longest stretch of minutes she's played, I think, so far in this game. She remains in for Cleveland State. Purdue, down low to Riesma. Riesma goes up, and that's an and one bucket for Cleveland State.
They are calling everything right now.
It didn't even look like Cam Grant had any sort of contact with her, but they're going to call that. And we're going to have a free throw on the way now. Lead 40-37, 3-point lead for Cleveland State.
And this is what Oakland wanted to avoid coming into this game, was allowing Cleveland State to get a lot of offensive opportunities.
They've already got 3 fouls in this quarter, 5 for both teams combined, with 7 minutes still remaining.
And on top of that, Riesma's no longer going to be a target for Oakland because she seems to be finding her groove from the line.
Mm-hmm. Shot over to Royal Davis, down low. Montu from the free throw line, she's open. That one rattles off, and Cam Grant grabs it, puts it back up, off target. And Grant grabs it, and she's fouled on the floor. Another foul called here.
Yeah, good hustle by Cam Grant to get the ball back. Just didn't have a good shot there.
Yes, keeping it alive, though, with the hustle play. That'll tack on to a rebound total.
And that's really important for Oakland right now.
Birch checks back in the game for Riesma on Cleveland State's end. Daniels will take it out underneath the basket. Throws to McCormick. And almost wild, but the Grizzlies keep it under control. Swing to Daniels. Over to Montu. Montu, she's picked up by Maples. McCormick with the ball. Purdue, the defender. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Down low to Royal Davis. She needs to go up with it. Over to Daniels. Hands it off. That one's off target, and it's rebounded by Birch.
I don't know why Royal Davis didn't take the shot there.
Purdue in transition now for Cleveland State, but she's slowed down by McCormick. Villalobos back to Maples. Maples directing traffic once again. Guerrero, she makes her return back to the game. Down low to Birch. Out to Purdue. She's open. That shot's up, and it's off target. Rebounded by Royal Davis. Grizzlies pushing it now. Daniels with the ball, attacking Maples. Hands it off to Royal Davis. Elects not to take that three-pointer. Back to Daniels. Daniels down low. McCormick at the elbow, and that one's almost taken away, but it ends up right in the hands of Royal Davis. She swings it out to Montu, and that one's deflected off the hands of Villalobos. The ball will remain with the Grizzlies.
Seems like Cleveland State's doing a lot of what Oakland was doing in the first half, just trying to disrupt Oakland's offense and get them out of their rhythm.
Oakland struggling to find a shot here as it's taken away by Maples in transition. Over to Purdue. She goes up with the left hand, and that's an easy 2 points for Cleveland State.
You can't allow these turnovers in transition because Cleveland State is showing that they can capitalize on them effectively.
That's the third time just this quarter that we've seen a transition with a 2-on-none containing both Maples and Purdue. They've been the primary attackers here in transition.
Again, really bad passing here by Oakland.
The ball deflected out of bounds by Villalobos. It'll remain with Oakland, but an errant pass nonetheless. Checking out of the game is going to be Guerrero for Cleveland State. Checking in is going to be Ellis. Ball, inbounds pass, off target down low. Birch takes it away. Maples in transition, attacking Brooke Daniels. She's got 2 on her, beats them both. Brooke Daniels with the recovery. Down low to Villalobos. Swings it to Birch. Birch on the elbow with Grant on her. Pump fake, puts the second one up, and it rattles in. 2 more for Cleveland State. Lead now up to 8.
Vikings are getting hot now.
Brooke Daniels running the offense here for the Grizzlies. Looks for a screen. Nothing comes her way. Back to Montu. Montu cuts baseline. And the ball's taken away from behind, and it's going to come off the hands of Montu, and it's going to end up with Cleveland State.
Another foul, and this is in danger of going to double digits.
The lead breaking away now. 45-37 lead for Cleveland State with 8-point lead. with 4:32 to go. We're going to take a quick break here for this media timeout, and we'll be back with you shortly here on WXOU. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into 88.3 FM WXOU here in Auburn Hills, Michigan. The score is currently 45-37 in this women's college basketball matchup on the blacktop as we come out of this media timeout. Cleveland State Vikings are leading the Oakland Golden Grizzlies by 8 with 4:32 remaining in period number 3. And this first half, it looked like Oakland was doing pretty well containing Cleveland State's high-powered offense. But now, it looks like Cleveland State's trying to break through.
Well, I think one of the biggest things that Oakland's going to have to focus on is just getting their passing lanes and making sure that they're able to get those opportunities through distributing the basketball, because right now Cleveland State's locking that up, and they're just getting all their buckets on transition turnovers, which is and Coach Dina Richards has said this a number of times. These are all easy fixes. These are all just get in the gym, let's figure this out, but it's you got to want it.
Ball will be inbounded by Cleveland, and it's almost taken away by Royal Davis. Villalobos keeps it alive for Cleveland State. Looks to find someone. She's trapped in the corner by Royal Davis. Over to Maples. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Maples is double teamed in the corner by McCormick and Davis. Full swing. Purdue open from 3. That one's up and knocks that one down. This is one thing we discussed in the first half is Purdue, one of the better scorers on this team, was not doing a lot, and now she's starting to heat up.
And most of her contribution was coming from assists and defense, and she gets to scoring in. That's a recipe for disaster for Oakland.
She's got 12 points now on the night. McCormick swings it to Montu. Montu attacks, picked up by Purdue. McCormick again, and she drops her shoulder, and they're going to call a block, though, on Maples. Good job there attacking the off-balance defender as McCormick's able to draw the defensive foul. That'll be 4 now on Cleveland State in this period.
Just got to take advantage of this, make this a single-digit game.
Ball inbounded to McCormick. Goes baseline. She's picked up down low by Ellis. McCormick looking for something. Finds Daniels. Back up top to Montu. Montu attacks Purdue. Out open McCormick. She takes the 3 and knocks it down. Another 3 for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, vintage Micaiah McCormick. Some things we saw early in the season from her.
Maples will bring the ball up for the Vikings. Picked up by McCormick. Down low, Villalobos, and the ball's off the foot. And it's going to return back to the Grizzlies in transition. Brooke Daniels attacking this Cleveland State defense. Out to McCormick. She's open again for 3. Off target, off the front of the rim.
Oakland didn't have the manpower to get that defensive rebound.
Offensive foul there on Cleveland State. McCormick saw it coming, and she's able to draw one.
Yeah, nice job there by Micaiah McCormick to read the situation.
Yeah,
It takes a veteran presence to know that she's a grad student. She's been around the game, especially college basketball, a long time, and her ability to see that and recognize that that's about to happen is incredible. And we need to see more of that now going down the stretch in this game.
That foul is going to be 5 now on Cleveland State in this period. So with 2:57 to go, Oakland's going to be in the bonus. You can expect a little bit more aggressive here on offense. Skrupski checks in the game for the Grizzlies. That pass is off the foot of Purdue. Just going to stay with the
Continuing
Grizzlies.
to rack up bad passes. I know that one wasn't a turnover on Oakland, but the next one might be, and you've got to be able to get in your offense and make sure that everyone knows where the passing lanes are. And yeah,
Skrupski, 2 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah.
Just very poor passes. She's going to look to try to, keep it under control a little bit more for the Grizzlies. Up top, Skrupski with the ball. Hands it to Brooke Daniels. Down low, McCormick open in the post. Puts her back to the basket, but Birch is just too tall as she sends one back.
just a mismatch. I don't know why McCormick didn't try to option out of that. And
It gets it down low,
Fine,
and
yeah.
just turning around and seeing someone towering over you like that just should be a signal in you, not to take that shot.
But when the defense is swarming you, you know that someone's open. You got to potentially try to get them the ball.
McCormick hands it off to Montu. Picked up by Purdue. Montu goes baseline. That pass is deflected, and that's going to be a shot clock violation on the Grizzlies.
Just unable to get into their offense and giving the Vikings life again.
Thomas is back in this game as she took out Maples on that last possession. Thomas over to Purdue. McCormick comes up. Down to Birch. Birch, with her back to the basket, tosses up the fadeaway, and it's off target. Rebounded by Montu. In transition, Brooke Quarles-Daniels attacking Thomas and Birch. She puts that one up, and it's off target. Rebounded by Birch.
Cam Grant just doesn't have the height to get that rebound, and Cleveland State does.
Hard screen there, knocks Brooke Daniels to the floor, leaving Villalobos open. She doesn't take it. Back over in the corner to Ellis. Over to Thomas. Swing, Villalobos. Purdue open. She's knocked down a few of those tonight, and that one goes down too.
I don't know why McCormick optioned to go to Villalobos when Purdue was right there.
You know Purdue can shoot, and she's been knocking them down tonight. She's got 15 now.
This is where you need to rely on your help defense to see that Purdue is wide open and close it out.
Ball wide now. That shot is up for Skorupski, and it's off target. Rebounded by Oakland. The ball brought in. Open. McCormick. She sets that one up. And that one's on target. McCormick answers for the Grizzlies.
Exactly what you needed.
They bring that back to an eight-point game now. 1:15 to go in the third period. Up top, Villalobos doesn't take that one. Attacks. Puts one up just off balance. And they're going to call a foul on Kennedy Montu. Sorry, and Brooke Daniels will receive that foul.
I'm surprised that Oakland offensively hasn't taken advantage of forcing Cleveland State to play aggressive and drawing fouls, because they are on the double bonus, and you try to use that to your advantage a little bit.
Yeah, you'd expect a team to go inside a little bit more, but they have been sending a few from three with pretty good success as well.
And I would also attribute the fact that they haven't been able to get inside to their inability to pass the basketball in this half.
Yes, and that was something we saw minorly in the first half, but now it's becoming a problem in some situations for the Grizzlies. Villalobos knocks down her first, and she attempts to put it at a double-digit game, which she does, and knocks down another, 53-43. Brooke Daniels on the way. Picked up by Thomas at half court. Hands it off to Montu. She sends one. That one's off target as it clanks off the iron. Rebounded by Cam Grant. She fights her way open in the lane. Back out wide to McCormick. Daniels has the ball at the free throw line. She's got Birch on her. Mismatch. Looks to throw. Back over to McCormick. McCormick, shot clock running down. Grant open down low. She throws it off, and it's just off target. Rebounded by Cleveland State. Arrow on the run. Looks to attack McCormick. Crossover, gets her open. Down low, over to Birch. Birch with the pump fake, puts up the easy two. Pretty much no contest there on the layup. 25 seconds to go. Cleveland State up by 12 in the third period.
I don't think Oakland could afford to get the and one there and tried to lay off the physical play on that defensive possession.
Brooke Daniels over to McCormick. Over to Skorupski in the corner. Down low, block. Cam Grant puts one up the left hand. Off target. Tries to keep it alive, though. On the run. Purdue from deep at the end of the quarter. And she knocks it down again. Michaela Purdue has been all over from three today now. She has her fourth of the night, and that gives Cleveland State a 15-point lead.
I think the refs might review that one.
It did look like that may have been after the buzzer. They're going to take a quick break here, and we are also going to take a quick break here for this intermission. The referees are going to go to the monitor to decide this final shot. As of now, they're going to say it stands. Score will remain 58-43 as we go into the fourth quarter. We will be back with you shortly. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into 88.3 FM WXOU, your home for Oakland Grizzlies sports here in beautiful Auburn Hills, Michigan. We have a women's college basketball matchup between our Oakland Golden Grizzlies and the Cleveland State Vikings. Cleveland State now with a 15-point lead entering period number 4, flexing and showing why they're one of the top teams, the top team in the Horizon League. And right off the bat, Cleveland State turns it over. The steal goes to Abizam. In transition, and that's an errant pass again. It's stolen by Villalobos.
You're just trying to stretch it too much, and Cleveland State's ready for it.
Over in the corner, Guerrero over to Villalobos, and Purdue was open there. Keeps it alive. Off the hands of Skorupski, and she gets the steal. Maddie Skorupski. Ooh, Euro step. Beautiful layup there for Skorupski.
Yeah, showing why she is a highly rated prospect for Oakland right now.
Ball back, Villalobos. She's in the backcourt, picked up by Skorupski. Villalobos looks for something. keeps it alive. Guerrero in the corner. Thomas. Guerrero picked up by McCormick. Tries to go low, and Beeson draws another foul.
Wow, that was aggressive there by Beeson.
Especially
I'll say
with someone
that,
who's
yeah.
got 3 fouls already, I believe. Yep, that's her 4th foul of the night.
Yeah, surprising there.
And someone that, if we're being honest, Oakland's gonna need
down
them.
the stretch.
Yes, in
Yeah.
the end of this game.
Her physicality and her height is what was lacking for Oakland late in the third quarter.
Guerrero attacking Skorupski, up with the right hand, and that's an and one bucket for the Vikings.
Yeah, Oakland has not been able to stop that and one right there in the corner.
That's usually a spot that you would expect, someone like a Beeson to be, but Oakland is fighting, or not, I'm sorry, the Vikings are fighting for mismatches, and they're taking advantage of certain players in certain positions.
Yeah.
Skorupski there was caught low for Oakland, and she's just not the greatest paint defender, and
No.
Guerrero attacks her for 2.
But it's just the way she stopped in midair and got that shot, and it's a credit to Chris Kielsmeyer and his coaching and his ability to get his players ready for big games like this.
Guerrero knocks down the free throw and puts the lead now up to 16. 61-45 lead for Cleveland State. Van Schaik takes the shot from the elbow, and it's off target. Rebounded by Villalobos. And that ball stolen by Skorupski. She looks to go up, and she knocks one down again.
Hopefully Skorupski can be the firepower that Oakland needs. She was so in the game against Central Michigan where they had to come back down from 20. Let's see if she can replicate some of that right now.
She's got 7 now, and the lead is cut to 14. From 3, and another knockdown 3 from Michaela Purdue.
You got to be able to close out quickly on Purdue because if you give her any little amount of space, she's going to torture you.
She's got 21 points tonight, 5 of 8 from 3.
And most of them have come from the second half.
That pass almost out of bounds, and that one's going to be misfired again. Brooke Daniels looks to keep it alive. Both players tumble to the ground as Cleveland State looks to keep it, and we're going to get a jump ball call on the transition defense, and it's going to belong with the Grizzlies. Just another Aaron
myriad
pass.
of bad
I mean,
passes.
It's just something that we've seen. There was a broken possession to begin with on the misfired pass to McCormick. She had to try to fight to keep it alive, and then she just tries to get it out of the corner. And just a pass that went to nobody.
Nobody.
And Cleveland State capitalizes on that.
In a big way.
Brooke Daniels attacking, mid-range jump shots up, and it's good. She's
Again,
got 15. I'm sorry, she's got 13.
now she's working in space, and she's able to get her shots. But it's mostly been Brooke creating Brooke shots.
And another errant pass there. That looked a little more like what we just saw from Oakland as a misfired pass from Cleveland State gives the ball back to the Grizzlies.
I think this 15-point deficit that Oakland is currently in, if you can get it under 15, that's a huge hurdle towards getting it under 10, getting it under 5, and just breaking it up into chunks. That's what I would do.
7 minutes and 40 seconds to go, so they have time to bring it back in. Ball over in the corner to McCormick. That's up, and that's good. That's a way to start it. McCormick knocks down her 3rd 3 of the night. She's 3 for 7 from 3, and she's got 9 points. In the backcourt, Oakland press defense. Villalobos looks to pass the halfway point. Open again is Purdue. She fires, and she knocks down another 3.
Again, bad closeout and space, torture.
If there's anyone that you
Broken
can't,
records, yeah.
I don't know who's not picking it up, but if there's anyone you cannot leave open in this game, it's Michaela Purdue.
Exactly.
She has got 6 now, 6 threes, 6 for 9 from three-point land. And that pass is going to be deflected off the hands of Villalobos. It'll remain with the Grizzlies. Maddie Skorupski will take it out of bounds. Over to Daniels. Daniels over to McCormick. Picked up by Thomas. Skorupski open in the corner. She's been on fire lately. They go up with that shot, and it's off target, but she's going to be fouled on that jump shot. 2 free throws on the way from Maddie Skorupski. Score 67-52.
You got to just now carve into this lead because Michaela Purdue is just going to continue to rattle off these shots.
Free throw on the way for Skorupski. That one's going to be good. And one thing we've noticed, too, Harj, I think, is most of these threes have come in transition.
Yep.
Like, it's Oakland's inability to get back and cover those transition threes.
Yeah, and just their inability to get set on their defense.
Another free throw knocked down by Skorupski, and she's reeling it into 13 points.
Obviously, Cleveland State has kind of recognized that, and they're taking advantage of it.
Thomas up top, guarded by McCormick. looks for something. McCormick with the high press defense, keeping the ball out of the hands. And it's stolen by McCormick. In transition, Daniels looks to go to the chest of Villalobos. Back out to McCormick. She sends one, and that's off target. Rebounded by Thomas. Thomas finds Purdue in transition, and that one's off target. Turnover. The Grizzlies will retain possession after another misfired pass by Cleveland State. That's going to be 21 turnovers on the Vikings tonight, as opposed to the 18 for the Grizzlies.
The problem has been Oakland has not offensively been able to capitalize on Cleveland State's turnovers.
McCormick down low to the free throw line, attacking the block. That shot is off target, though, and it's rebounded by the Vikings, and it comes off the hand of Brooke Daniels.
You can just see the frustration on Van Schaik's face. She's mouthing off to the ref right now.
Van Schaik has been trying to, especially with this ref in particular, you notice she's been trying to draw offensive charges all day as well, and it has gotten nothing. So,
but this is where you show that you're a team that's able to overcome a lot of adversity. You're able to continue to rise up from the ashes.
Guerrero goes down low to Villalobos. Back to Guerrero. She's open. Takes it from the free throw line.
Uncontested.
And she knocks it down. Uncontested jump shot from the free throw line. Oakland's defense is just getting separated right now by this Cleveland State offense. Brooke Daniels looks to attack baseline. Picked up by Guerrero. Skorupski over to Van Schaik. Van Schaik goes baseline. Keeps the ball alive. It beats him, and she slices through the lane for an easy two.
Yeah, that's great passing there from Oakland.
Oakland, despite having a few errant passes, they've still kept this lead at only 13 for Cleveland State. They're not letting them break away. Thomas swings it to Guerrero. Finds Riesma. Full swing across the court to Thomas. Doesn't take it. Villalobos looking for something. Down low to Riesma. Riesma has been real effective down low in the post this game, and she knocks down two.
This is where Oakland's height disadvantage is really coming into play because they're not able to contest these physical paint shots that Cleveland State is starting to attack with.
Skorupski to McCormick at the free throw line. Goes down low to Abizam again, but that shot is blocked by Villalobos. In transition, Cleveland State looks to go, and it's going to be a blocking foul called on McCormick. Purdue's going to go down here.
She seems to be in a lot of pain right now.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break here from WXOU, and we'll be back with you shortly. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to 88.3 FM WXOU, your home for Oakland Grizzlies sports. We return from that quick injury break as Michaela Purdue went down but was able to walk off under her own pressure. The game will resume shortly. Score 71-56 lead to Cleveland State with 4:38 to go in the final quarter.
And you got 4.5 minutes left, and it is a 15-point deficit. If you can control how Cleveland State's running their offense and you can stop the turnovers, you might be able to get back in this game.
Maples will return on the floor for Michaela Purdue and for Cleveland State. On the floor for the Grizzlies will return Brooke Daniels, Miriam Ibizam, Maddie Skorupski, Michaela McCormick, and Linda Van Schaik. Ball in the corner. Thomas swings it to Guerrero. Guerrero attacks the paint. Over to Villalobos, who takes her first three attempt of the night, and that one's off target. In transition, Brooke Daniels slowing it down here for the Grizzlies.
Wow, Cleveland State got back on defense quick.
Brooke looking for something. Full swing to Maddie Skorupski. Over to Van Schaik. Van Schaik hands it to McCormick. Back to Van Schaik. Looking for an opening. She's going to take that one. That's going to be off target. And it's going to be off the hands of Cleveland State. And it's going to go to the Grizzlies.
Yes.
We have a little discussion here. Nope, they're going to call it off of the hands of Brooke Daniels. And it's going to remain belong to the Vikings.
I think I scared our Southern reporter with that. Wow.
Ball brought up by Maples. She's picked up by McCormick. Over to Guerrero. Guerrero double team. Back to Maples in the corner. Maples one-on-one with Brooke Daniels down low. Riesma, she goes up. Off target. It's rebounded by Riesma. She brings it back in, and she puts up the second chance bucket. That's been a real problem so far in this game
Absolutely
for
has.
the Grizzlies, and primarily Riesma. She has her 5th board of the night, 2 of which have been from the offensive end. Skorupski open for 3 as she sends one up, and it's off target. Rebounded by Cleveland State. In transition,
Bunch of Viking bodies there for the defensive rebound.
Maples will have the ball with McCormick on her. Slowing it down here. We reach 3 minutes now. Lead 73-56 to Cleveland State. The Vikings making not a crazy attempt at the ball. Villalobos finds herself open and takes one. That one's off target. It's rebounded by the Grizzlies. Daniels in transition. She goes with the shoulder. Puts that one up, and that's down. 2 more points tacked on by Brooke Quarles-Daniels.
Yeah, you're seeing Brooke Quarles-Daniels get frustrated with the lack of calls going against Cleveland State there.
She's got 15 now on the night. Lead now up to 15 as Skorupski takes it away for another steal. And she goes up and she knocks it down for 2. Skorupski's got her 11th point of the night.
They seem to be finding a rhythm now.
She's got 6 steals on the night as well. Good defensive effort from Skorupski. Maples hands it over to Villalobos. Back over in the corner to Maples. Maples has the ball now. Up top, she's slowing it down. 2 minutes to go. 13-point lead for Cleveland State. Maples picked up by Daniels. She looks to attack one-on-one. That shot's up, and that shot is off target. And it's going to be off the hands of Riesma, and it'll belong to the Grizzlies. That looked like a design play there for Maple, a one-on-one ISO situation. And Brooke Daniels held strong.
Yeah.
Fantastic defense.
Didn't
Down low to the block. That one's up, and it's foul on Cleveland State.
Again, I don't know why Makai McCormick is centered in the paint. Given the size difference, you would assume that Oakland would go a little bit bigger, but again, injuries and fouls have changed the way that Coach Dina Richard is approaching her lineups.
McCormick will take her first free throw of the night, and she knocks it down. 12-point lead now for Cleveland State. On the way. McCormick has 10 points now on the night.
You're working with about an 11-point deficit with about a minute 47. It's a tough one.
It's going to have to be a lot here from Oakland with just 2 minutes to go. Maples flies by Brooke Daniels in transition. Guerrero ends up with it. Skorupski attacking. High-powered defense right now from the Grizzlies. They find Villalobos. Back to Guerrero. Back to Cleveland State up top.
Vikings are going to try to draw the shot clock down.
Maples looks for something. Back over to down low to Thomas. And up with it in an offensive foul called on Riesma.
You need to get a quick bucket here. Very important.
A fantastic defensive possession. A lot of time taken off the clock, but a fantastic possession nonetheless. And they're going to end up with the ball with 1:20 to go. Down by 11. Van Schaik open from 3. She puts that one up, and that one's off target. Guerrero with the rebound. Guerrero in transition now with Brooke Daniels on her. Back to Maple. Maples guarded by Skorupski at the logo. 1 minute now left in this game. 11-point lead for Cleveland State. Cleveland State crossover. Skorupski looks to try to take away her 7th of the night. Maples with it. One-on-one with Skorupski. She attacks with her right hand. Puts it up, and it's off target. Rebounded by Abizum. The ball's almost taken away, and it's going to be a foul called on Villalobos. And I think we're going to have, it'll be the 4th foul on the night for Cleveland State. So Skorupski will take it out, giving it to Brooke Daniels. Daniels has Thomas in front of her. Looks to attack. Shot not taken there by Van Schaik as she tries to go low, and they're going to call blocking foul on Riesma.
A lot of time taken off the clock there.
35 seconds now remaining. 4 fouls now in this quarter for Cleveland State. Them not yet in the bonus. Birch will return for Riesma. Riesma will be fouled out of the game with her 5th personal foul of the night. It's going to be 2 free throws coming up for Linda Van Schaik. Van Schaik, first attempts at the line today. She's got 13 points on the night. First one's up, and it's good. She'll bring that down to a 10-point lead. Look at a break, single digits. Second free throw coming. It's quiet here in the arena. Second one's up, and it is off target. Rebounded by Birch. There's going to be a foul called right away on Skorupski. They're going to give the ball to Cleveland State now. 34 seconds to go. 10-point deficit now for Cleveland State.
I think Oakland's just going to go into a man defense now and just try to control Cleveland State's offense.
Guerrero, one-on-one, and they're going to call a foul there on Abizam. Abizam is going to be fouled out of this game with her fifth. On the way now, it's Coach
Dina Rich is not happy at all. You can see her face is red like a tomato.
2 free throws coming for Guerrero. Abizam is a little confused on why she's still in the game. She just mouthed the words, "I have 5," but she's going to remain on the floor.
I think she's going to wait until after the timeout.
A little discussion here between the referees and the people behind the monitor, and they're going to finally check out Abizam bringing in Cam Grant. 31 seconds to go. 10-point lead for Cleveland State. Guerrero at the line for 2 free throws. The student section getting loud, trying to force a miss here. First one up for Guerrero, and that one is good. Cleveland State's defenders will just retreat back on defense as they now have an 11-point lead.
What really took Oakland out of this game was Oakland.
There's really no better way to put it.
Yeah. Oakland took themselves out of this game with not opening up the shots, not getting the passing lanes, making terrible passes and taking terrible shots. Of course, Cleveland State's going to do what they do offensively. Michaela Purdue's going to have an efficient night. She's going to be productive. But you can only control what you can control on offense, and you weren't able to break their incredibly aggressive defense. You weren't able to draw fouls, and you got a lot of fouls drawn on you. So it was just a number of things that went wrong for Oakland.
Yes, this team, Cleveland State, we know they're the top team in the Horizon League, but honestly tonight, it didn't necessarily look like they were the best team in the Horizon League. Oakland, with just a few adjustments, Oakland has this one in their grasp.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's not going to fall their way tonight. And they're going to sit back in their spot, and Cleveland State's going to keep their winning streak going and bump that up to 7. Second free throw on the way for Guerrero.
Not at all what you wanted after the performance against Green Bay.
Guerrero knocks her second free throw down. We're going to have a timeout called here by Oakland as they're going to try to draw something up for this final couple possessions.
Yep.
But unfortunately, 32 seconds to go. 12 points is definitely hard to get that.
It's a tough one.
It's been said every time that I've ever brought this up outside of the broadcast, it's been said. Oh, but look what, oh my God, I'm forgetting the name. The Houston Rockets player.
Hakeem?
No. Oh my God, I'm sorry,
Jalen
guys.
Green?
I've completely forgot the name.
James Harden?
It's 11 points in 30 seconds.
Oh,
Mid-2000s. Sorry, guys. Sorry, everyone that's
what's
listening.
His name? Tracy McGrady?
Tracy McGrady. Thank you, Harge.
You're very welcome.
It's been said. Tracy McGrady scored that 11 points in that, 30 seconds. So it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah, but this is 12.
But this is 12 points. This is 12. Fantastic point. So it's going to take a little bit more than Tracy McGrady to win this game.
Yep. And I don't think it's happened. I don't think anyone's come close to what T-Mac did that night.
Oakland's they're gonna have to hit an early 3 here if they're gonna want to even try to stay into it.
But I truly think if you're a team that is equipped to beat Cleveland State, you watch what Oakland did tonight at the arena, and you use this film, and you make sure that you take advantage of the mistakes that Oakland made, because they've shown that the Vikings are in fact able to be beat tonight.
Yes, if it's just not Oakland in their own, situation that they put themselves in, they win this game. As Skorupski does get a 2 bringing this game back to 10 points.
It's also felt like even though they are at home, they're not in their element. They're not playing their game. They're not playing the way that they wanted to, the pace at which they want to. It's just been a myriad of things, like we've said, that just Oakland hasn't been able to get going.
It seemed like something a team that didn't really take advantage of what you normally do when you're at home. You know, it's supposed to be your place. It's supposed to be how you want to play. But it seemed like Cleveland State kind of dictated the game tonight.
Yeah, 100%.
Guerrero knocks down her first free throw. She's got 16 points on the night, and she's 7 for 7 now from the free throw line. 17 points on the night for Guerrero. Brooke Daniels will bring it down. 22 seconds to go. 12-point lead for Cleveland State. Skrupski cuts to the rim, tosses one up, and that's off target. It's going to go out of bounds.
There's a lid on the rim now. You don't have the confidence to get those shots to go, and they're not going to fall tonight.
Oakland will retain possession with 13 seconds, though. 12-point deficit. Shot clock is off. It's going to look like this game is just about wrapped up. Cleveland State will improve to 18-3 now on the year. 9-1 in Horizon League play, and they will easily stay at the number 1 seed. As for Oakland, they're going to drop now to 8-10, 4-6 in conference play. That will be the end of this game here in Auburn Hills tonight. A 77-65 loss to Oakland. Cleveland State wins by 12. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in, and thank you all for listening on this beautiful night. And we will be back, and have a good night.